All right, welcome everybody to another edition of the Inside Lowell Weekly Recap. I am your host, Teddy Panos, joined by my co-host for this wonderful show, the always entertaining Danielle McFadden, Madame President from the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, and also one of our insiders here at Inside Lowell.
You love that.
I just can't,
Good morning.
I just can't get enough of it. Would you rather I say insiders or do my analytics line for you?
I would rather you do insiders.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
How are you? How was your turkey day?
It was great. How about you?
Fantastic. My favorite holiday. Batch is right. 100% Thanksgiving is the best.
It is a very nice holiday.
Of the
very
year.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
If you're not doing the cooking.
Food, family, fun, football.
I do have a story about my Thanksgiving. Do you want to hear it now, or
is it a vegan?
It's not.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
you broke the vegan streak.
No.
Oh.
So do you want me to do it now, or
Yeah, why not? Let's hear the story.
So I was in charge of mashed potatoes, which were going to be made vegan. So I make them with Earth Balance, like butter, so not real butter, and then
Earth Balance.
Yes.
Butter.
So it's a vegan butter.
All right.
And then extra creamy oat milk. You can't tell the difference. Okay. So the night before, I keep on smelling something in my kitchen. It smelled so bad. I couldn't figure out what it was. I went through all the produce. I wiped down the counters. And then all night and in the morning, I would just get a whiff every once in a while of something. So then I go to make my potatoes. And I open the bag out, and the potatoes, 2 bags of them, are wet and smelly. I bought them like 2 days beforehand.
They went bad on you.
I've never had. Usually, I thought they just grow things. Like, I mean, I've had tremendous growth on my potatoes. But this was not.
Can't help.
They were not growing. They just were wet and smelly. So, anyways, I go into panic mode because that's the only thing I'm in charge of bringing to my brother and my sister-in-laws is potatoes. Can you imagine showing up on Thanksgiving without potatoes? Guess what? Shaw's Farm was open till 11 a.m. They saved the day. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Warren
I was
Shaw.
able to go get. So thank you so much to Shaw Farm for being open.
They saved your behind.
They did. I was like in panic mode, like probably a little bit too much. Like the kids are like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "There's gonna be no potatoes."
Sure.
First of all, and I love potatoes. Like that's like my jam.
Your one contribution to the Thanksgiving meal was about to get ruined.
In my other contribution, I drank the entire bottle of it.
You brought wine and didn't share with anybody else?
Well, I brought a couple of bottles of wine.
All right.
I didn't drink both.
Yeah, somebody helped you, right? So you wouldn't drink alone?
Who drinks alone on Thanksgiving? Come on.
Nobody. Certainly not in my family's household. But we, Danielle and I, by the way, are coming off our co-emceeing gigs of the City of Lights, where, as I figured, I knew you were going to steal the show. But, like memo to the City of Lowell, the office that puts these things on, the case office and everybody else. You don't have to intentionally turn down my microphone to build up Danielle because she's going to take over the stage anyway. I'm not even sure your microphone was on and the crowd could hear you much louder than they could hear me. So I feel like I was sabotaged.
Your mic definitely was not as loud as mine. Hands down. But I also have a very big mouth. So then you'd be like, give a round of applause. And I'd be like, let's give a round of applause.
For those who missed our City of Lights live stream, you can still catch it. It's on our Facebook page, also on our website. But I would say, hey, let's give a round of applause for such and such, the Salvation Army, or for the Lowell High Marching Band. And it'd be like... And then Danielle would grab on her booming microphone. I want to hear it for. And then everybody started screaming. And I developed a complex to the point where I just gave away my microphone at the end and let you entertain Santa Claus.
I love entertaining Santa Claus.
Plus, my kids were there, so I had to pose for the photos.
So cute.
I know they were so well behaved too. I was nervous what would happen when they got up on stage, but like Ruby behaved. So
yeah, she was really good. She was just snuggling. Yeah.
She's gotten real clingy lately, so we gotta.
Well, there was a lot of. I mean, there was a lot of people there when I first got downtown. So it was free parking in the garages, and I went to the 3rd floor of the Market Street garage, and the garage wasn't busy. By the time the parade, like what a destination for people! It was packed.
And the traffic getting out was it was a huge crowd. And I always love that. That's one of my favorite parts of emceeing because I've been doing this forever. But you look at the crowd, and then it grows as you get closer to 4:30, and then by 4:45 when the first floats start arriving. But what's great is the people who line the parade route, and it's kind of a long parade route if you think about it. Most of Merrimack in downtown, Central, Jackson. Everybody just follows the last float, which of course is Santa Claus. And before you know it, you kind of look out there and you're like, oh my Lord, there were like thousands of people out there ready for the lighting ceremony. But it was a lot of fun. It was great to have you there. I'm assuming they're going to invite you back.
I kind of invited myself back before we even started. I started talking about next year and I'm like, oh, I just invited myself back.
We didn't even know you were going to be a success and you already pushed your way on there. But you'll be back. Maybe they'll invite me back. I don't know. One way or another.
Oh, we're a package deal.
Are we?
Yes.
Is that okay? Well, at least we're a package deal here for this podcast.
Well, yes, that's what I meant.
So if they want to have the Inside Lowell package deal, it's got to be Teddy and Danielle. If you want the Chamber of Commerce experience, then it's, Danielle, the Danielle show, which I'm okay with, by the way.
The Teddy show is great too.
No. Not really. Boy, that's why I keep having to get a new co-MC every year because I annoy them all. I sent Elizabeth Kegley from the MRT out to Colorado. I mean, that's how she couldn't get far enough away from me.
That's true.
Apparently, California was booked, so she stopped in Colorado.
I'm not going anywhere, so
you're sticking around.
Like we're stuck.
Good. All right. Well, that's true. We got a long-term lease in this office. So
we get 3 years.
Cannot escape me.
So. Yes, I'm coming back. Okay. Whether or not you ask me, if I just have to storm the viewing stand, that's what I will do. All
right. Yeah, listen, I told you, I'll give up my microphone to you, even if they don't invite you next year, assuming that they invite me. But I think it'll be the other way around. But hey, you know who's sticking around as well? Who? We've got a couple of new sponsors in the last week.
So
we are
excited.
Yeah, this is a big deal here for Inside Lowell, and we're excited. Hafner's is joining our family. And I really kind of, if I call it an iconic Lowell business, I'm not really exaggerating.
Oh,
right?
No.
Everybody knows Hafner's, and they're kicking mule signs there. Hafner's, it kicks. And we're really excited here at Inside Lowell to have him as one of our eye-opener sponsors, which means you're going to see an awful lot of their logos. You're going to hear an awful lot about them, and we'll be telling you all about them and their variety of products that they offer. So we're excited to have them, as well as Reverie 73 with locations in Tewksbury and in Lowell, Bridge Street, right? They're like the...
so their corporate headquarters are in Tewksbury, and then they're located on Bridge Street in Lowell. And I think they might have a Danvers location.
They do, which I believe is also Bridge Street, which is interesting.
No way.
Yes.
That is really cool.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Wow.
Would I lie about these things?
Would I lie to you, babe?
I invited you to sing on stage, but you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is still happening in my life right now. You're
still carrying around the cough drops, the tissues.
Yeah. So
you also brought some product for us that we'll get to show off a little bit later. But welcome to our new sponsors, Hafner's and Reverie 73. We are very excited to have you join the Inside Lowell family. If you would like to join our family and get your message out to... Oh, Danielle, we're pushing some pretty big numbers here that we're actually going to talk about. But send us an email, sales@InsideLowell.com. You can also email me, Teddy Panos, at InsideLowell.com. And we'll be happy to welcome you into our family, along with all of our sponsors, who I will give a live read to by the end of the show today. But while we're trying to, pitch our product here, our own product here, InsideLowell.com, a big week again for Inside Lowell in terms of the number of people who have we're welcoming new people literally by the hour here, by the minute, but we've got some really exciting numbers to tell our folks about out there.
We do.
I'll let you do the honors, since it's really kind of you. I probably lose a few for us.
No, that's not true. Everybody loves you, Teddy. Also, you have become such an analytics geek.
Oh, I know. I'm on that page.
I know.
Live
it's like
page
a little addicting.
And I'm starting to figure out who some of the people are that are like watching us, like the transplants who've moved out of the area, but are checking in on us. Mark Pease, the Drake and Whisperer, as I used to call him, from the Carolinas. And I've got my cousin and his family were down in Clearwater for Thanksgiving for a hockey tournament. And I'm like, hey, Alex, are you logged on to Inside Lowell right now? Because we've got somebody from Clearwater down there. And he said, yeah, I am. And I said, wait a minute. There's 2 people logged on in Clearwater. He goes, my wife's on her computer.
That's so awesome that people are going to the website for news information and just kind of like the connection to the community. And
well, if you want to know what's happening in Lowell when you're traveling or if you're away for a long time, you can check us out. And I'm excited. I finally got somebody from Greece on the website.
Yes.
Even though the Irish are still kicking everybody's ass in terms of international viewers to Inside Lowell. We have to figure that out.
There's a bunch of people from UMass Lowell over there right now because UMass Lowell hockey.
Oh, yeah, they had that tournament in Dublin. But this was going on even in October.
But
did they send an advanced team out there or
yes, who just log on every day. They just can't get enough.
Remind me to put something out. Like, if you're like logging on and checking us out from Ireland, like I want to know who these people are. We need them to call in.
Take a picture and then we'll have to get some Inside Lowell swag and start sending swag internationally. Like you know how you would do the Athenian corner koozie and people would take it on vacation and take pictures. We got to do something like that for Inside Lowell.
We'll find it. We'll find shopping bags. We'll find something.
Yeah,
we can come up with it. But anyway, tell our listeners, tell our sponsors and potential sponsors how many people have discovered the wonders of Inside Lowell.
We have had over 9.4 thousand unique users, so over 9,400. That's probably a better way of saying it.
It's much more.
We were talking about how I am a creative and not a numbers person. So yeah, over 9,400 unique users.
Which pause for 1 second there. Yes. But you and I kind of have had a bet going on here, where I said, you know, my goal is we launched the website October 24th, a little over a month ago. I'm like, let's see, can we get to 10,000? I said to Danielle by the end of the year, by December 31st. She's like, we're getting there by the end of November. And I thought you were nuts. Quite frankly, I thought... You
always think I'm nuts.
I thought you had dipped into the wine behind the bar over here in our office.
No.
But you hadn't. You got a couple of days. Now, you got some work to do. We're filming this on the 28th of November. You got 2.5 more days to try to get us to 10,000 by the end of the month, and you will be correct. But for all intents and purposes, you've kind of won the bet, because one way or another, whether it's December 1st or 5th or wherever, we're getting to 10,000. We're
getting to 10,000 by the end of the month, Teddy, okay? None of this like, oh, maybe, you know, this, no, that does not count.
Right. I have learned not to doubt you. So when you say something's going to happen, I've learned that you're usually a lot smarter than I am. So, but anyway, thank you to all almost 9,500 individuals who have logged onto a website. But that pales in comparison, Danielle, to the number of people who've seen one of our Facebook posts. Now, admittedly, I started doing some stealth Facebook posting in August, so I got a little bit of a head start, but not that much of a head start for where we're at right now.
Yes, so I'm not going to screw up this number. 34,729 people have checked out our Facebook page or our post.
Almost 35,000 people have seen something that we have posted, in unique people.
It's amazing.
Which is awesome.
It is so awesome. Every day's a great day at Inside Lowell.
It is. And Danielle says that. I'll send her an email like, hey, we got this, that, and that. And I'll say, such a good day for Inside Lowell. She's like, every day's a great day for Inside Lowell. And it kind of is. And we want to thank everybody out there who's become part of our family, starting to get to know some of the people that you're regularly leaving comments, whether it's our social media or on our website itself. And we'll read some of them as well. But we're excited.
We read all of them, but we'll read some of them on the podcast. Oh, yes.
We'll read some on the podcast as well. But this is huge. It is... Huge. Big. I'd almost call it bigly, except we'll probably lose a couple of people, so I'll leave the bigly alone. But it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of new content as well. Even though it was Thanksgiving week, our insiders were busy little beavers, just like pouring stuff out there. Some nice Thanksgiving pieces, and of course some nice human interest stories as well, which really seem to be the popular stuff. It's either the goofy stuff or the human interest stories that people are gravitating towards.
Yeah, we have the top 5 most viewed articles over the past week, and number 1 was "It's All About the Kids" from Allison Dolan Wilson.
Yeah,
and that wasn't even posted a week ago, and that was the top article. So
She's a talented writer, and she spotlights women doing great things in our community. And she got a group of them this time. It's an organization that, basically they're like, all right, everybody's adopting a child, some child that needs something during the holidays. So they've got a bunch of people adopting these children and giving back to them. It's an amazing story. I loved reading it as I was going through it to get it up onto the website and stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, Allison.
You loved reading it, and obviously the viewers did as well, and that's why it's really taking off. And then there's been a ton of comments on social media about that as well. Number 2, Can I Be Frank? For the love of the game, Turkey Day.
Frank McCabe, our insider, he talked a little bit about the annual Thanksgiving tradition of high school football and what it means. And then he actually, as part of it, he included a post that Jerry Callahan, who was a Chelmsford native, worked for the Lowell Sun, Boston Herald, Boston Morning Radio. But he wrote a piece in 1992 talking about what it meant to him. The final game of his career is always Thanksgiving morning. And the Herald, it touched home to so many people that the Herald reruns it every single year.
Wow.
30 years.
That's amazing.
The Herald reruns the exact same article, but it's one of their most read articles on their website. And I know I go back and I read it all the time because even though I didn't play football, it kind of reminds you of whatever the last thing was that you experienced in a high school, something that was big to you, whether it was a basketball game or football game or band performance or theater performance. It's everybody likes that nostalgic stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And everybody likes Frank McCabe, apparently.
Yeah, he is just rocking it on this website. Everybody is reading his stuff, which is great. And we can't wait for him to come in and do a podcast.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Coming soon, Mr.
Exciting.
McCabe. We're waiting for you, buddy. The studio's ready. All wired for you.
And then next up we have City Council recap from the November 23rd meeting. So that's from Ryan Gilday from the Lowell Citizen.
Yeah, and it had a lot of interesting topics on there. And I love how he breaks it down. Quite frankly, if I can't watch the meeting, I find out about it from Ryan anymore. I don't go to anybody else that I used to go to. I say, hey, Ryan, what happened? And he tells me. He does the recap.
He's quick, too. Yeah. He gets that up like
Wednesday morning.
In a jiffy.
Because people want to know. People care about this stuff.
And then we have number 4 is The Real Holiday of Holidays is Upon Us from our buddy Batch.
Talking about how wonderful Thanksgiving is. And he's right. I agree with him 100%.
It's it's more wonderful than the Folk Festival and the Old Court.
The Old Court Golf Tournament.
But also in the top 5 of Batch's favorite holidays of the year.
Along with St. Patrick's Day.
And then also, Fake Friday? Fake Thursday? What does he call it? Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Fake Thursday?
Oh, yes. He does make it into a 4.5-day holiday, and he certainly did this year as well. I saw him at the City of Lights, and he was still going strong when I was heading home for the night, morning, whatever the hell time it was. And
then I'm getting the horn out for this one. You made the list, Teddy.
I finally made the list.
Sock it to the taxpayer. Congratulations. Socking it to the taxpayer. Yeah, my dirty socks and old underwear apparently caught some folks. Nothing like seeing a picture of a sock with a hole in it and socking it.
It's a big draw, because everybody has socks with holes in them. You wear them around the house. No, you don't want to throw them out. Plus, now you can't throw them out.
You do want
to throw
them. Well, okay, but you do want to discard them in the appropriate fashion.
It's illegal now. So thank you to everybody for checking out our stuff. And thank you for everybody for commenting. Speaking of that, socking it to the taxpayer, a lot of people disagreeing with me in the comment section, including Lowell City Councilor Kim Scott, who wrote, clothing that is soiled is excluded from the ban and rag material is accepted at the bins at every school in the city. We need a good education campaign on recycling, to which Jen Myers from the Lowell Public School Department said Kim is right. There are literally textile recycling bins at every school in the city. Yes, there are. Now that people are learning that they can't throw their textiles away, you're about to start to notice these textile recycling bins a little bit more because they're going to start overflowing. They're going to start to have stuff dumped next to them. This is the point I was trying to make. Let's see who's proven correct. The city councilor and the public schools were, or me?
Or Teddy.
Or me.
Yes.
And I'll never admit I was wrong anyway. I'll just say give it some more time. Give it some
Oh,
more.
is that your stall tactic? Let's just give it some time.
Just give it a little bit
Until
of time.
it proves me right.
It'll come on in. We also got some feedback about Ellen Andre's posts. She's featured a bunch of nonprofit organizations that are doing some great things out there. And the most recent one that we posted yesterday was Girls Inc. of Greater Lowell, a piece called Inside Girls Inc. Kathleen writes, "Thanks for writing this wonderful article." Ellen, she's just a great person. I'm biased, Ellen Andre.
I think we all are.
She just supports so many of these organizations, and she told me, she's like, I hope I'm not sending you too many, but I want to get some of these groups, because a lot of them do their end of the year, their annual appeals. It's also the season of giving. Giving Tuesday is tomorrow. If you're watching this on Monday, today if you're watching it on Tuesday, it's November 29th.
Yesterday if you're watching this on Wednesday.
It's November 29th. So make sure you're giving to so many of the great organizations here, including the ones that Ellen is highlighting, and we appreciate her using her platform on our website to spotlight these organizations, because a lot of them do operate outside kind of the spotlight, and that's one of the reasons she chose them.
And I'm glad that you brought up, that she's writing, because if you're watching right now and you're interested in writing something, write something and submit it. Like we're publishing articles from, not just the insiders.
We love guest contributions.
Yes,
because
sure.
it's less that I have to do and less than Danielle has to do. You haven't written in like a week.
I know, I'm slacking.
Crack the whip down on you. Get to work. Sue writes, Sue Lucier, writing on Allison Dolan Wilson's piece of It's All About the Kids. This is an amazing, inspiring group. Putting a smile on a child's face at Christmas is priceless. Thank you for all the hard work. Julie also writes, thank you for highlighting It's All About the Kids and for the years of giving. Merry Christmas to you all, writes Julie. Let's see. Patricia Trad says it's inspiring to see young women giving back to those less fortunate. Blessings to you ladies. And thank you, Allison, for a remarkable article. Allison was definitely the star of last week on Inside Lowell.
And her daughter was the star in the parade. Her daughter Maggie's in A Christmas Carol at the Merrimack Repertory Theater.
That's right. The show at the MRT is A Christmas Carol, and they're using a bunch of local kids as actors and actresses in the show, which we love. Peachy Queely. That's one of my favorite comment names, by the way, Peachy. Peachy Queely writes a wonderful article of 4 very giving women who make Christmas possible for so many people. So if you haven't read the article yet, go to InsideLowell.com and read It's All About the Kids. Also got some feedback for Frank McCabe's Can I Be Frank for Love of the Game Turkey Day. Robert Lamoth writes, really enjoyed reading this column. Thank you for sharing. Well done, says Tom Thornton from Lowell.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Oh, hello, Tom. There was also a piece by Pat Cook, Middlesex Community College, who's battling Danielle for the most prolific writer.
I think he definitely is.
He's good. He's good, but he also wrote about a Middlesex Community College giving thanks with an international flair, an event that they had with international students and foods. And Ibrahim writes, it was an awesome event on that day, and I can't wait for another one.
Oh, that's great.
Ibrahim writes.
And I'm glad you brought up Middlesex Community College and Thanksgiving, because the Grand Marshal in the parade was President Phil Sisson.
Yeah, he had fun too in the car.
He had a blast.
And he brought along some of the leaders in student government as well.
The student trustee and the student government president.
Good
I
stuff.
love that. And they had over 100 people marching behind them.
Yeah, Middlesex. And they had a nice float. Plus, they
did
a
really nice float. Their logo
which includes like the Greek Corinthian columns and stuff. So I'm a little partial to it as well. I'm biased.
You are.
And of course, the Vogue won the best float, like they do every year.
That float was amazing. But Christopher's Towing, who is a sponsor of InsideLowell, they had an amazing float as well. They had an actual TV and they had a couch, and they were sitting on the truck bed.
I was jealous. I wanted to be there.
Oh my gosh!
Were they watching a football game?
They were watching a Christmas special.
Okay.
Yeah, but that really impressed me.
Would have been great if they were watching a football game.
Oh, I was more impressed by the Christmas special.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. So keep your comments coming. InsideLowell.com. Check out all of our articles. Leave your feedback there and on our social media pages. And again, thank you to all of you who watched our Facebook Live broadcast. Got a ton of comments literally as we were streaming. People were chiming in and very appreciative that because there were a lot of folks who didn't venture out, can't venture out, they're far away. Henry Marchand, who basically ran that parade for so many years, thanked us for broadcasting. He said, because now I was able to watch it from home because he wasn't going to be there.
Yeah, he's like, I've been there many years. I'm okay with being on my warm couch. Although the weather was gorgeous.
That contributed to the huge crowd as well. Great
amazing.
Weather. Good thing it's not this Thursday because it's supposed to be cold and blustery.
Well, good thing it was not any other day like in the past week. I mean, that was like the pick of the week for sure. Chamber of Commerce Day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Small Business Saturday. And I know
that too. Yes.
You had a couple of recent pieces about shopping local, the importance of it, and how you help one of your local businesses. You're actually helping people in your community in so many different ways. There's a lot of spin-offs to that.
There is. Yeah. So check those out if you have the opportunity and support your small businesses, not just on Small Business Saturday.
Yes, indeed. Which, by the way, is a good opportunity for us to thank all of our sponsors again. Welcome to Hafner's and Reverie 73. We're very excited to have you folks here, but we're equally excited to have Spectacle Live, putting on great shows at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, historic Carey Hall in Lexington, a lot of other places as well. They've got the Irish Tenors doing their annual Christmas show this Sunday, I believe, December 4th. And just one of many great shows. And they were actually able to reschedule the Righteous Brothers show as well, as they had to postpone that. Thank you as well to the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, Madame President Danielle McFadden and her crew.
Dare I use the Athenian?
Yeah, the Chamber gets a gratuitous plug there. Thank you as well to IBEW 2321, Real Estate Ray Boaton, Lowell Lock and Key, who... our buddy Mike Colley is going to be coming up with some gift cards from Market Basket and Athenian Corner Restaurant, $100 gift cards that he's going to drop off here to our offices so we can give away to our folks, be it social media, e-blast, website.
Amazing. How fun.
So thank you, Mike Colley. Thank you to Stellar Web Studios, our buddy Brian Bahia, who designed the InsideLowell.com website, the Mill City Festival Fund, which presented the Great City of Lights 2022 parade. And already, I'm sure this morning, as you and I are goofing off here on our cameras, they are planning ahead for Winterfest 2023.
That is absolutely happening. I have emails going back and forth about...
What's the date on it?
Don't ask me that information.
Details.
That's very tactical, Teddy.
All right. Well, just go to the City of Lowell website, go to Like Lowell on social media or their website, or InsideLowell.com will tell you an awful lot more about Winterfest 2023. And we were glad to see Lola Bear on stage as well at the City of Lights. Phil Tebow, architect, thank you. Phil Unitas, Community Center. Michelle Rivera and crew doing great work out there for the community. The Merrimack Valley Wi-Fi pros, my buddy Rod Gregoire, the aforementioned Christopher Towing, and the Greater Merrimack Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau, putting heads in beds, as they say is their motto. And we can't forget Stone's Hospitality Group, Scott Plath, who was one of our contributors. He had an article last week as well, talking about a number of great people in the community who've helped him out in some times of need. But Stone's Hospitality Group, they were packed at Cobblestones on Saturday for the City of Lights, Moonstones in Chelmsford, and of course, the baby of their family, Stone's Social, out there in Nashua. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Again, if you'd like to become a sponsor of InsideLowell.com and get your brand, your message out to our audience, almost 9,500 on the web, over 34,000, almost 35,000 on Facebook, and it's probably gone up as we speak. I could probably hit refresh and make your numbers obsolete there, Danielle, just to tick you off.
I feel like you're like pulling a fast one on me, because I'd be like, oh, we're at 9.3, and you're like, actually it's 9.4, and I had checked 30 seconds before you. I did see the proof. The proof is in the pudding. It did say it on your computer.
Did you hit refresh?
It was a brand new, like I had just logged on.
All right. InsideLowell.com. become a part of our family, sales@InsideLowell.com, or just email me directly, Teddy Panos @InsideLowell.com. You're watching the Inside View podcast, brought to you in part by our friends at Hafner's and Reverie 73. All right, one of the audience's favorite parts of this, Danielle, is a segment that we call the Hot Mess Express. Danielle, you're always doing something destructive to yourself. If you're not falling down, breaking your back, or ruining a pair of boots, you're spilling coffee or having to run back to our friend Andy over there at Brewed Awakening because the coffee's ripped through the cup over there.
I know. I always end up with the cups that drip. Like, no matter what happens, my cup is dripping. So today I'm talking to Andy and I get the coffee and it's dripping. So I take the lid off, I wipe everything down, put the lid back on, talking to him. Maybe I talk too much. Maybe that's part of the issue.
Half hour later, the coffee burnt through the cup.
And then it was dripping again. And then, so I wiped it and then I left. And then outside the door, and there was just coffee all over my hands. So I went back in and I'm like, I know that like I'm a klutz, accident prone, but I think I can walk with a cup of coffee for like 3 seconds without it dripping. So anyways, but he said that the vendors now, like they're changing how they make things. And so they're making things like thinner, like just not as durable.
The recycling thing.
Anyways, this is a much better fit. I had like the lid before was not a good lid, but that's not what we're here to talk about, is it?
Well, yeah, because you basically averted disaster, just barely, but not all the time.
So I had a pretty new phone and I had dropped it and it had the glass back on it. I think it was an iPhone 12. And so the whole thing shattered. So I had to keep my case on. So the whole front of it was getting like it was a plastic case, getting gross in the front, the back. Every once in a while, like I'd get like a shard of glass on my finger because the glass was just broken and slipping up. And then it was getting to the point where it wasn't charging at all. Like I constantly had to have like a portable charger with me. I couldn't go more than a half hour without my phone dying, which is me dying a little bit inside.
I know. You must have been lost.
So I had an old phone. This is an iPhone 7, but it was in pristine condition, surprisingly. So I went to the Xfinity store the other day and they transferred everything over. Well, not everything. My numbers didn't transfer over.
Oh, don't you
So
hate
now I
that?
have to manually do that. It's just like the last probably 15 months worth of contacts, but that's still significant.
That's a lot of contacts.
So if you text me and I say I got a new phone and I don't have your number, that's the truth. It's not because I deleted you. So anyways.
This entire segment you use just to set up the fact that you're intentionally ignoring your friends.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Yes.
She wouldn't do
Girls got to do what a girl's got to do.
Danielle will talk to anybody if you don't know.
This is true.
She will talk to
I
anybody.
will never ignore anybody. So
when you send Danielle a text in the coming days, just say it's me in case you lost my number.
that would be great. That would be very helpful for me in terms of I'm going to have to sit with the old phone plugged in because it dies now in 5 minutes, if not shorter than that. Anyways, so I have my new old phone.
In pristine
condition, waiting for the case to come. And I had to get a sparkly pink one because that was like the fastest I could get one. Because now they don't even sell the iPhone 7 cases in a store because now they're on iPhone 14.
Yeah, they're obsolete at this point.
So I am packing up to go to Maine for the night at my parents' house, and the phone falls on the sidewalk and cracks. I had it for like 2 days.
You had a pristine condition phone for 2 days. But mind you, this was before you polished off the bottle of wine at Thanksgiving.
No, this was a day later.
Oh, a day
this
later.
Was on Friday. So the case covers the crack. The crack is it's like multiple cracks here. So it's covered, so you can't tell. But man, what is the matter with me?
You're a klutz.
Oh my God.
You're the Hot Mess Express. It's almost like
I need to be like, someone needs to wrap me in bubble wrap.
fate is like intervening to give us fresh material for this
I
segment.
I rush too much. Like I try to do too much. I multitask. I rush too much. I talk too much. I text too much. I email too much. I social media too much. I'm too much.
You are too
I am too much.
That's why your coffee spilled. Your cup runneth over, Danielle.
Yes, with just being too much.
Yeah, too
so
much.
anyways.
Speaking of too much, I got to tell you, we always do children's stories here as well for the for the weekly recap. And my son Ari, I've been longing for this moment for years, where he would have an interest in sports, Danielle.
Ooh.
We took him to, those Tingsboro Sports Center class, and we did the soccer. Yeah. We did the multi-sports. Maybe something else would, yeah, he liked it just because he would get to run around and play. I would try to watch the NBA Finals. I just wanted to watch the Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. No, Dad, I want to watch YouTube. I want to watch this. I want
to watch other people play video games.
So I'm watching, the NBA Finals on my phone like this, and trying to put my face up to it because I'm old and blind. But I could not get my son into sports. So I'm racking my brain. I'm asking my dad, my sister, when did I start getting into sports? Because, maybe I was rushing it for him, because my first memories were of, the Dallas Cowboys and Muhammad Ali. So, 71, 72, 73, somewhere in there. So I was, 5, 6, 7 years old. Well, all of a sudden, like a light switch. It was one Sunday he let me watch football. And he happened to get excited about the team names. The Lions were playing the Bears. And he got all excited. He got all excited about that because we both were rooting for the Lions. And they ended up winning. And he ran around. He ran next door where his great grandparents stay in the in-law. And he's like, to Grandpa Bob, he's Grandpa Bob, the Lions won. And he was like, all excited about that, running back and forth. And I noticed he started to get into it. Well, all of a sudden, the night before Thanksgiving, it's like it exploded because we're all gathered at my sister's house. We're watching the Celtics game. There's, like a dozen of us in the room. And he must have realized it's like a kind of a gathering thing. People share an interest. So he felt like he was part of the crowd wanting to watch the Celtics. And he hasn't stopped.
That's so
since
sweet.
Wednesday night, to the point where literally Thanksgiving night now the Patriots are playing in the Thursday night game against the Vikings, which doesn't kick off till 8:20. And by this point, I mean, he's got clothespins keeping his eyelids open. He's exhausted. He's laying in bed. So I go in to make sure everything's okay and get Ruby into her bed, and he's got his mother on the phone, following the Patriots game on the phone, like play by play to see where they would score, because they were driving at the end of the first half close to scoring. And he wouldn't close his eyes until halftime. So when we finally told him, the Patriots kicked the field goal. All right, it's halftime. They're going to get it. We told him they're going to take a water break, so it's going to be a couple of minutes before they start playing again. So he shut his eyes, and I'm not kidding, but within 30 seconds he was snoring.
That is so cool.
Wakes up in the morning, runs into our room. Dad, who won the game? And it's been like that ever since. Sunday football nonstop. I put the red zone on because the Patriots weren't playing, so they're jumping from game to game. He actually corrected me. I got a score wrong, and he corrected me on it. So he's absolutely.
He's all in.
He's all in.
Is it because Miss Lori likes sports?
You know what? I have to ask Miss Lori today. I'd like to think it's because Dad. He's got something in common with Dad.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah. Just, throw that knife into my chest. But I'm going to have to ask her today when I pick him up. But yeah, he does love Miss Lori, his teacher, Miss Lori Peters over there. They did a video at the Hellenic, the kindergarten. What are you thankful for on Thanksgiving? Ari, Miss Lori, with a big smile and giggle on his face. Other kids were thankful for Miss Lori and the other teacher in the class.
Yeah, or like their family.
Or their mom, their dad.
Yeah.
Couple of kids thankful for God. Oh, those poor kids are gonna be too nice in this world. Ari, no, Miss Laurie. That's it.
He knows where his priorities are. Good for him.
He does. Of course he does.
They do have you heard of the gobble wobble? There's a turkey dance. Yeah. I learned it on Wednesday night.
Is this the Hello Mr. Turkey, how are you?
No, it's like you put your foot up and you shake that thing, your foot back, and you shake those wings. You put your hands up to the side. You put your hands up to the side. Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a whoop whoop? That's nice.
Was this your kids doing it or you?
Well, so Milo did it at his school assembly, and so we had a video of him. So I was like, I want to learn that, and it was actually really fun. So yeah, the gobble wobble.
Yeah, the kids. Yeah, they keep us young. They certainly keep us young. So, all right. Well, I think we've.
Wait a minute.
That's right.
I brought you a present.
I forgot. Danielle
Yeah.
brought me a Thanksgiving present.
Yeah. So they have these Polar Seltzers, and they have Yeti Mischief.
Who?
Yeti Mischief.
Yeti.
That's the flavor.
Mischief.
Mermaid Songs. And Unicorn Kisses. Those are the actual flavors.
Of seltzers.
Yeah. What flavor do you want?
So Yeti Mischief, Mermaid Songs, or Unicorn Kisses. I know my daughter would drink the Unicorn Kisses. Mischief or Mermaids? In case my wife watches this, I'll go for the Mischief. I'll leave the Mermaids. So these are not spiked, right?
These are just regular.
We're not day
seltzers.
drinking here. Are we?
They're called Polar Seltzer Junior, so I think it's because they're supposed to be for to get kids into seltzer.
A Massachusetts company, by the way.
Yeah.
Headquartered in Worcester. If anybody from Polar is watching.
I mean, these are, the Unicorn Kisses is a curious dream of fanciful fruit. The Mermaid Songs is a slice of watermelon life with a cherry on top. What is can you read that?
I don't know. You expect, it says impossibly good. You expect me to read this?
A lemon lime story with an icy plot twist.
Ooh, I did pick the right flavor. All right. All right.
Cheers.
So, cheers, Danielle. I'm gonna
have a unicorn kiss.
Ooh, that's actually good. Yeti Mischief is actually
This one is good too.
I have to try it.
So there. That's my
That'd be a
present
good
for you.
one. All right. Well, thank you.
Yes.
So there's our gratuitous plug for Polar Express. Folks from Polar, Worcester Company, if you want to be part of Inside
Polar Seltzer. You can tell you're a dad. You said Polar Express.
Polar Express, Polar Seltzer, one thing or another. Email sales@InsideLowell.com. Join our friends, Hafner's and Reverie 73. Join all of our sponsors. Join Danielle and I and the rest of the insiders with the Inside Lowell family. Bergie, always good to hang around with you for a little
Cheers.
bit. Now it's time for us to get to work. Cheers. Thank you for the present. Thank you to everybody for watching this edition of the weekly recap. We'll have a catchy name soon enough for you. Till next time, have yourselves a great day, everybody.